Okay, I'm back. This should be the last part. Hopefully my phone will cooperate with me and we can go ahead and get this thing finished. So, like I was saying, it was no wonder that, I didn't know how to receive support. I didn't believe people when they said that they were going to support me, and I didn't know how to ask support. Or I think that a better way to say that is that I had been so emotionally traumatized and disappointed and rejected that, I was at the point where I didn't even want to ask for support, because I'm sure in my mind at that time, I felt like, if I ask you for support, if I ask you for what I need, if I ask you to support me, you're not going to do it. Or you're going to tell me that you're going to do it and turn around and not do it. And I know I'm not the only person that has experienced those types of trauma or emotional abuses or neglect. And that's why I'm making this video, because I recognized once I got to the place where I could start asking for support or receiving support, that my life had been hindered, because during the times when I really did need support and people were offering me their support and assistance, I did not know how to accept it. Or times, because there was a lot of years that I went and I wouldn't ask anybody for anything. I would just kind of like suffer in silence, because it's like, what's the point? And I just got to, I was just at that point where it was like, if anything is going to happen, it's going to be up to me. I am the only person that I can trust. Even after I became a Christian, I didn't trust God like that. It'd be like, okay, I'm going to give you this and I'm going to give you that, but I'm still going to be having me a backup plan, because I'm not sure if you're going to come through for me. And this is also an example to say, like, when I always talk about doing the work and doing the inner work and addressing issues and addressing things that are hindering your life, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about traumatic things that have happened to you that have shaped who you are, shaped your personality, shaped how you move and operate in your life, and whether or not, you're doing things in a healthy way or in a dysfunctional way. And so what I would say is, if you have experienced some of the things like I did, or if you are currently in a place where you do not have support, you do not know how to ask for support, or you do not know how to accept support, that this would be the time, a great time, for you to start turning things around so that your life can be changed for the better. And when I say turning things around, I know you can't do everything on your own. So, and I know that sometimes we have a lot of things that have been buried deep within us, and we don't even know what is keeping us from asking for help, or what's keeping us from accepting help, or that we're so hurt and so wounded that we just are closed off, and we feel like, in closing ourselves off and isolating ourselves and acting like we are an island unto ourselves, and that we don't need other people, and keep everybody out of our life, out of our way, out of our issues, out of what's going on with us, because of past hurts and past wounds and past trauma. We think that we're protecting ourselves, but really we're not. And I'm a witness to that. When you isolate yourself, when you try to do everything on your own, you're not really helping yourself. It's really more of a hindrance. And so what I would ask you to do, if you're not sure what to do, and this is always going to be my number one go-to, ask God to help you. Now, God is not going to hurt you. He's not going to belittle you. He's not going to berate you. He wants to help you. And even if, because sometimes we can be so wounded and so hurt that we don't even know how to let go of the pain. We don't even know how to let go of all the stuff that's going on within us. We just know that we are in pain, and we're probably walking around hiding it, wearing a mask and acting like everything's okay. Yes, I'm fine, honey. Yeah. The house is burning down around me, but I'm blessed and highly favored. You know how we do. And we just don't know what to do. And I know for me in my life, whenever I have been at that point where I don't know what to do, but I know that something needs to be done, honey, I call on the Lord. I'm like, God, you got to help me. I don't know what to do. I just know that I don't want to be like this forever. I know that this is not the best for me. And I want to be free. And that's the reason why I'm on here, really just testifying to the goodness of the Lord and sharing my life story and how I've been set free and I've been healed and I've been delivered. I mean, I don't have time to get into all the things that God has done for me and all of the things I've been healed from. Sometimes people talk about healing, not so much physically healed, but the majority of my healing has been internal, emotional, spiritual, mental healing. So I know that it can be done. And that is why I'm here. That's why I'm on here. And that's why I'm making this video. No, I don't have all of the answers because everybody's answer will be different. So of course I can't give one blanket answer, but I can give you some points and some place to start. And so I would say, if you don't know what to do, or how to, if you just feel like you need something needs to change, but you just don't know what to do, I would say start by asking God. Another tip I would give you is seek some counseling. If you have experienced like I told you, honey, I believe in counseling, and if you're able to, seek some counseling. If that thing is like eating you up on the inside, you just may have to seek some counseling. If you have someone that is trustworthy and close to you, that you can talk to them and be real. I think that's also a key as well, because how can anything be healed if you keep trying to cover it up? Just like a scar, like on your body, sometimes you can leave a band-aid on it only for so long, but you know how you have those band-aids and then they get wet and then the scab is all mushy and nasty, and you have to take it off so that air can get to it, so that it can be, so it can really heal. And then that's when it really starts to scab up, and then after it heals, and then the scab falls off. So if we're wearing masks all the time, and we're not being honest about what's going on with us, with ourselves, or with other people, and believe me, I'm not saying go around tell just anybody, because that wouldn't be wise. I'm saying someone that is trusted, somebody that that you can trust, somebody that that you can talk to. Even if you don't tell them everything as far as like detail by detail, you can just say, I'm having an issue, in this area. Do you have any recommendations? If you have a primary care physician, a lot of times they can give you recommendations for mental health care professionals, whether it's a licensed clinical psychologist, a licensed counselor, or a psychiatrist. But a lot of times they can do it. Or you can, I think some of the professional associations for mental health care, just Google it. That they can give you some recommendations, or if you know that you have mental health care coverage, call your mental health care provider, insurance provider, and see if they can give you some recommendations. So that's about it. So, but I will say this, because I always want to say this, like when I'm giving advice, or when I'm trying to, share and give pointers to help you to start to move forward in your life, it's not to say, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, it's to say, hey, you might be having a hard time, you might have had a hard time, you might still be dealing with some of the residue of the hard times that you had, of the abuse that you had, and it's okay, and that you don't have to stay there. And I am here an example of a person that has endured a lot of abuse, a lot of stuff, and I'm healed, I'm whole, I'm moving forward, I'm helping people, I know who I am, I'm confident in who God has made me to be, and I move in my gifts, and so it's like, I'm good, I'm confident. When people meet me and they see me, they would never know all of the things that I've endured, because I've been healed of all that stuff. And so I'm just saying that you can be as well. And that is it. And like I said, if you don't know what's going on with you, but you know something is going on with you, and you know you need some help, but you just don't know where to start, take some time to sit with God and ask Him to show you where there are areas